Bricktopian.
Hello everyone, it's Bricktopian here and welcome back to another video. In today I will be doing an unboxing for the LEGO Art Japanese Cherry Blossom Landscape. This set is number 31218. It has 1892 pieces and it is an 18 plus set. This set is new for January of 2026. And I just love how it looks on the black background with the nice light pink border around the bottom. How it matches some of the colours in the actual picture of the set. I think that's really cool. And obviously the pink glow around the actual image of the set as well looks really nice. I instantly, as soon as they revealed the set, knew I wanted to get it. I just love Japanese Lego sets, and I love Japanese arts and just the whole vibe and the whole look of Japanese stuff with the pinks and the blues and all these unusual colours that they mix together, especially with their botanical stuff, as I have done a few botanical sets. But yeah, anyway, I got this set and I just wanted to unbox it, but this is the front of the box anyway, so you can see what I've just said about the border and the background and everything. And obviously it's got the name Japanese Cherry Blossom Landscape at the top with a nice little like logo to represent cherry blossom. And obviously they've put the art logo in the bottom corner, which actually looks like a slightly updated logo for Lego art. And then obviously you've got the Lego logo at the bottom and obviously the piece number, the set number, and the age down here. So yeah, into 2026 they are continuing with keeping all of the black box sets as 18 plus, keeping all of the art sets as 18 plus minus a couple of them, and also making sure that all of the ideas and icon sets remain as 18 plus. This is the back of the box. As you can see, it shows that you can display it either on a wall by hanging it, or you can display it on a shelf, because actually the waterfall piece folds forwards, so you can actually use it as like a little stand. I thought that was really cool, because not many of the art sets actually do that. There's a few that give the option of displaying it on the wall or on a shelf, like the Vincent van Gogh Starry Night one. But most of them are limited to one or the other, usually on the wall. Although, like I say, they are doing it more and more, where you can choose both. Like even the new Batman logo set that they're doing, even that has the option for either the wall or on a table or something, which I think is good. Again, the pink strip is along the bottom, so that's still there. And you can see other little close-up shots of the set, including on the cherry blossom bit here. You've got a nice little bridge and a little tea house there, and then obviously it gives you like some idea of what it'd look like in a real life setting displayed. Like there you can see it above a plant down here, and there's some books up there just on a shelf or whatever. Mine I'll probably be displaying on the wall, because I think it would look really cool if I had this next to the Lego Great Wave set, because they're both Japanese themed and they're both art, but I don't know 100% yet. In this corner you have the measurements of the sets down here, and it says that it is 35 centimeters wide by 39 centimeters tall. So it's not an exact square, but I think that's probably because of the waterfall part at the bottom. If you folded that up, it would probably be an exact square. On the side of the box here, you can see another look at the set. If it was at an angle, so if it was like that, and it looks really good even from an angle. Obviously, one concern about displaying this on the wall is it's quite a deep set, so you can have quite a lot of that side profile of black. But honestly, I think the frame is elegant enough that I think it still won't bother me too much. There's only one thing I didn't like about the look of this set, and that's these weird grey pieces that they have on the front of the waterfall here. As for the very top of the box, you can see yet another angle of the set where it looks like it's laying flat on a table. And also, you notice there's a 1-to-1 scale reference of this gold elvish piece. And I really love this piece. It's really great for decorational detail on sets. And the fact they've included it in all four corners of the frame is just really nice and really does add to that Japanese vibe. So it's good they did that. Anyway, let's have a look inside the box because I'm curious how many bags this set has and if they will all be paper bags. I imagine they will be because most of the art sets I've done lately have been. But I think it does depend on what country you live in. And obviously here in the UK things will be different to other countries. But yeah, I'm curious to see how many bags this set's going to be and also what the instruction manual will look like. So one of the first things you might notice when you take the lid off the box is the fact, well, that it has a lid. Because some boxes you have to fold them open or they've just got tabs on one side and then you pour everything out. And one thing they've been doing more and more with the art sets lately, which I think works particularly well for art sets, because some of the art sets you can actually put the set back in the box. I don't think with this one you could. It might be too big, but it might fit. But yeah, I love the ones where the lid comes off the boxes because it's so much easier when you're building it as well, because you can just pour all the parts into the box and just like search around the parts rather than having to have a separate box or do it on directly on a table or on the floor where you pour all the parts out. Also, you can see how many bags you've got easier, so I like that as well. But yeah, here's a look. See, you've got quite a few bags here. That's bag number 16. So there's going to be at least 16 bags in this set. So anyway, let me just gather it up and work out how many there is. So I've just checked and it turns out there's 17 bags in this set. So the bag 16 that I pulled off the top wasn't the end. There wasn't the very last bag. It's number 17 that is the very last bag. But there is also an extra bag like this, what is just a regular plastic one that has a few extra plates in 16 by 8 and size tan pieces. And then there's also these which are loose. They are some 16 by 16 tan plates. I don't know why they didn't put them in with the 16 by 8 ones, but apparently they were loose in the box. So yeah. But yeah, all the bags in this set, apart from that one I just showed you, are paper ones. So it is good they are making more and more sets with paper bags and not going backwards with their I don't know what the word is, their promise, I guess would be the word, for keeping with paper bags. Also, the instruction manual bag, that also is in a paper outside part as well, which they usually have been doing lately. But yeah, I'm glad to see that this is still paper. I know it's only a matter of time till they probably completely get rid of having a bag for the instruction manual, but I'm glad that hasn't happened yet because it does protect it quite a bit, rather than just having it loose where the pages might get bent up or whatever, which would be a bit annoying in my opinion, because obviously some people like to collect their instruction manuals, some people like to keep them, some people like to might even display them, some people, I don't know. But yeah, obviously you don't want it ruined when it's quite an important part of the set, because I know people can do online instructions, but if they're like me, they'll probably hate using the app. But yeah, this is the instruction manual you get. Again, they put it on this ugly white background, which I know they do to save on ink, but it does get boring. I wish it was more like the Great Wave set, because that one actually was on a nice, really, really beautiful looking instruction manual, where it actually had like a representation of a real life painting. I know they couldn't do that with this one because this isn't based on a actual real life painting. It's just like a made up design, which I actually don't mind. Some people might prefer that, or they might prefer this. Either way, it's personal preference, but I just love the design of this so much that it doesn't really bother me that it's not a real painting. But anyway, you can open it up and it gives you some nice details about the set in here. tells you about creating harmony and balance. And then it says creative framework. It tells you about how they made the frame, which is a shadow box frame. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then it even gives you a nice little bit of detail about the plant elements of the set. And then over here, it actually references the individual things that are in the picture, which I thought was really, really cool. So it tells you about the black lacquer style box frame with gold lotus flower ornaments. It mentions the waterfalls. It mentions Japanese umbrella pines and sakura cherry blossom trees. It says about sangu kaku coral bark Japanese maple trees. And it says about Mount Fuji, which is in the picture as well, which I thought was really nice. So and Japanese cranes, the birds which are up here. I really love the part usage for those. I thought that was particularly awesome. And then the rest of the set of the booklet, is just obviously building the sets. And I think this will be a really fun build. Some people don't like art sets, but I personally love building art sets. I know they're not my favourite ever, but they do have some really fun things in them, especially now they're moving towards these more brick-built ones as opposed to the ones with studs. But that's the end result of the build. But there's not really a lot else I need to say on that, honestly. There's just a little tiny little picture of the tea house at the back there, which is included in the set. So yeah, how do you feel about this set? Will you be buying this set, or do you think it's one you'll skip on? Will you be waiting for a discount? Because it was £100, which is obviously a lot, and these art sets are really expensive. But also, I acknowledge that they do have a lot of density to them, especially the frames. They've got just so much solid plastic there. It's not really hollow. And now that they've gone away from using them 16 by 16 Technic plates in every single one, you do tend to have more small parts building the frame up. I do wonder if that's a deliberate choice by Lego, just as an excuse though, to put the piece count up so it looks like you're getting a better deal, or if it's just for creativity reasons or structure reasons. I don't know, but I can understand why that style of piece is more appropriate to the ones that are just studs of 1x1s as opposed to this. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to building this, and my favourite part I think will probably be doing the waterfall part, because I think that looks really fun. And when I first saw this set, I didn't actually realise that this part was brick built. I thought it was like tiles that have printed lines on, but no, it is brick built, and I think that'll be really satisfying to put in between these mountain parts. But yeah, anyway, there's not a lot else I need to say, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, share and subscribe for more videos, and see you again in the next one. Goodbye.